What is going on, guys? Craig 1287 here. I'm bringing you yet another VR gameplay video, this time taking a look at a game that I've actually played and featured on my channel once when it was the free demo that was out, a game called Racket NX. And so the demo's been out for a while now, and it featured just kind of the training mode in the game, but the full game is, well, the early access full version of the game is going to be coming out very soon. I believe within about 24 hours of this video coming out. And so, yeah, what the full access, the full early access version is going to have this multiplayer, which is what you're seeing right now, as well as the training mode that was in it. I think it's called like arcade, I believe, and then there's going to be a sort of adventure mode, like a campaign mode kind of thing. So yeah, the new mode, the game now has some updates to some of the things. There's some kind of like power-ups that you see there on my controller right there on my paddle, where it gives you, well, you'll see here I hit it and it kind of gives you some AoE clustery attacks, and then some visual updates. But I really want to focus on this multiplayer mode because this was not available in the demo. I'm playing against one of the developers of the game. This individual works with the marketing side of the game. And so they contacted me and gave me a key. So again, want to give you full disclosure that the key was provided to me. But man, I mean, I was already blown away by this game. I would have been picking it up just based on my experience with the demo. But now I am even far more hyped than ever about this game because this multiplayer mode, this competitive mode, was awesome. Like, it took a bit to get used to. What you're seeing here is our very first round, obviously not his, but this was my very first round with the multiplayer, and also my first round in a while. You know, I've been playing some other stuff as it comes out. But, so, this is just a really, really cool mode that I cut a bit out at the beginning because it took me a bit just to get back into the swing of things, quite literally the swing of things. My accuracy was not all that great, so I cut out some of the early stuff where my shots were just good. But after a bit, I finally got back into the mindset of the swinging your arm in a certain way and doing it in certain angles to get the accuracy that you want to get. And even then, this first round is still not our best footage. But I eventually show in this video, I like all my videos, this has no script. I am doing this completely ad-lib and whatnot, so I don't know how long I'll make the footage, but yeah, we got in a total of 3 rounds. We did a best 2 out of 3, and but yeah, I want to keep focusing on this PvP mode. Like, it has been some of the most fun I've had in VR, similar to something like Bomb U. Very simplistic. This has a little bit more going on, but it doesn't use as much, it doesn't focus on room scale as much as Bomb U. Bomb U is a pure room scale kind of thing. This, you're more stationary. You could, I guess, move around, but there's really no need to, because in this, the way that they have it done, and this is one of the parts I was kind of getting to, but always distracting myself with other thought processes, is that in this, because there's 2 of you, each time you hit it, you'll notice that the ball itself is changing color, and it will return to the other player. I was so used to this game being the sole person in the single part of the room and having it always return to me. It was weird having it hit and not returning directly to me. That just kind of got some getting used to. But in this, if you hit it, it makes it, once you hit a score or the wall, it'll now switch to the next color to go to the next person. But if you hit it slowly, it'll also just, over time, after it's been in the air for a while and hasn't done much of anything, it'll eventually go to the next guy. So that's really, really cool. And here you see the snake mode. That's specifically, this right here is the reason why I kept our first round in, because again the action wasn't all that great in this first round, but it was the only time I think that we got to this snake round, which is and when the demo was out, by far the most difficult part of that, because and especially so in this one, because I don't know if it has a specific pattern. It looks like this one is, I guess it looks like it's going around a circle. I think I'm actually noticing the pattern now. And then it goes back. No, because it's going a weird, crazy path. Yeah, it's very hard to predict the path. But the biggest benefit in this mode is that in the single player, you have that orange, you can see it now on the floor, that orange border outside. That actually now just shows the score, rather than counting down. In the single player for the demo, it just counted down, and you had to get points in the time frame, or else. Oh, look at that! Oh, look at all those negative points. Oh, so because now you're not competing against time, you're just competing against your opponent, which makes it's kind of a two-way street. It makes it less intense because you're not fighting the clock. You both can do equally bad and still have a round that goes on for a while, or you both can be equally good and a round will go on for a while. And so you don't have those moments where just no matter what you're eventually going to lose. Well, I mean in this, yeah, eventually you're going to lose. But I have no clue what I'm saying here, but it's hard to explain. But it's just not. It feels freer because you're not fighting the clock and you're fighting the opponent. You can still suck and have a long round and have a lot of fun in this one, assuming your opponent also sucks. If they're really, really good, well, then they're just going to dominate you. But there's just something about it. Just not having to fight the clock is so much more fun. But you'll also notice the power. You'll notice anytime we hit any of the panels, the green ones, you're getting like a plus and a number. So if you hit multiples per swing, that adds to your streak, and it gets higher and higher as you go through a streak. You'll hit one, you'll just get +1. You'll hit a second one, you'll get +2, then +3. I think it tops out at 3. I don't know. Maybe I can watch back. But then those red ones, you'll notice you get -5 from those. And you can hit like the -5s in addition to the +1s if you use that like cluster kind of attack, or if you use the power attack, which makes it now go through the panels, which is such a cool feature. Whichever dev came up with the whole power attack being one to where it passes through multiple things, that was a brilliant idea. But so yeah, it really adds this kind of, just like in golf and tennis and any sport really. There's this kind of give and take of, do you want to go for power? Do you want to hit a power attack and make it a little more difficult for your opponent? Specifically in this, it makes it a little more difficult for your opponent to, and here there was the end, and he beat me. So it's first to 100 points. You both start out at 50-50. And so yeah, there's like this little give and take of, do I want to hit it really, really hard so that it goes fast and gives me a chance to get the combo attack, but my accuracy is going to be a little less because I don't get to take as much time to, make sure my muscles in my arm align perfectly to get that very accurate shot. But you're probably, if you take that time to do that, then you're only going to hit probably just the one thing. So that's great at certain times, but I found myself after a while, after I started getting comfortable with this, I started going for a lot, and you'll see that coming up. I'd go for a lot of power attacks to get it to just pass through the whole thing. So here we are starting a fresh new round. So this is the layout that you can see at the very beginning. I love the new effect that they have on those portals, that magenta-y reddish color between between those two spots. Like it used to be a flat non-3D kind of effect, but now, and this what you see here is a glitch. This is a bug with the game now. He did want to emphasize that this is not the final version that they have like working on their servers, that they have working on their own personal servers or local ones. And this is a bug that they actually knew of. Like, he even said when we were doing the rematch originally, he was like, it might happen. So they're very aware of that. They're going through and doing all the bug fixes, and they just that'll be that'll be fixed in the full version when it comes out very soon. And we also discovered a really cool, but still nonetheless a bug, that y'all probably include here. I can't remember if it's in the amount of footage that I collected, but of the ball kind of like stopping in the air, and I could like push it around and move it. It was really, really cool, but a bug nonetheless. And it was actually the first time that they had encountered that bug. Of course, if it's ever me, you're going to experience some technical problems. But yeah, the game does. I'm just trying to think of other things that I can tell you guys that you wouldn't have known from the very first video that was shown of the demo. But obviously, you can see now. You can actually see your opponents. It's really cool. It's like this a belt and the spine, and then their like brain. And the brain, I don't know if you guys can see it in this, but the brain kind of like pulsates when they talk. So that's kind of cool. It's just visually just kind of cool to see that you see your opponent talking. But yeah, what else? What else can I talk about? I haven't actually tried the arcade mode out yet. I plan to get to that at some point and see what's up. They're really wanting to push the competitive aspect of this game, though. He was talking to me about how they're wanting to get in touch with, and they may already have, get in touch with like groups like MLG Gaming, the Major League Gaming. They want to get in touch with them because I don't know if they've partnered with any game. I know Smashbox Arena has been like, there's been talks on Reddit and stuff of that getting into the competitive scene. So I don't know if they've partnered with ESL or MLG or some other group. But if nobody has with those groups, like that would be a really, really awesome thing to see the very first VR game for one of those groups, ESL or MLG, and to see what they do with it. These guys with this game, some of the other stuff that they're going to want to have in the full game. I think he said that they've already got functioning stat tracking, so that'll be great. You can of course join on friends. There's going to be a competitive ladder. When you go to do the multiplayer, you can either do just like quick match where it partners you with somebody random. You can do the competitive thing, which I would imagine is something like the competitive modes and stuff like Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. Ooh, look at that combo! Did you see all those +3s? Yeah, this is the round where I wrecked this guy. Pretty proud of myself. But so yeah, there will be that, and then of course you can do Steam, use the Steam friend list to do the invites. Let's see, I also talked with him about touch support and releasing it on Oculus Home. It's something that they want to do for sure down the line. They want to have as many players available as possible, and it sounded like the way he was describing it that they are planning on doing cross-platform, so hopefully that is the case. I might have just been confusing him as people on Oculus getting it and just playing it on their Oculus on Steam VR. So I don't know if I play with him again, if I talk with this guy, the marketing individual again, I'll ask him about that for clarification's sake. But that would be really great if the Oculus and Steam VR versions could cross-platform. I know it's possible. Ubisoft's been doing it with all their VR games, even with PSVR, PlayStation VR. I didn't ask him about PSVR support for this, but with this being so 360 degree, I don't think that's going to be the case. Granted, the Rift is not known for its 360 degree kind of things. What else? But yeah, stat tracking. One of the stacks I suggested that they definitely track would be your highest like streak amount. I think that would be a really cool thing if they looked at your streak amount just purely in the PvP aspect and not in single player. But yeah, I feel like that would be a really cool thing to see. Kind of like in Battlefield, it tracks your most kills in a life and things like that. So I think that would be a really cool thing to just to kind of see for bragging rights. Well, what else? So yeah, it's going to have stat tracking, it's going to have friends, random invites, and or random like quick play, and it's going to have the competitive kind of ladder-ishness. I believe that he said that they are going to have a spectator mode added at some point, so that's really cool. That's going to be a pretty cool thing, especially if they want to push this into esports. Look at the range on that one. Sadly, I didn't pierce many things, but man, the range on that, if you get a good solid power attack. What else? This game, this is not something he said. This is just my own thoughts on the matter, but this game is one that really is going to benefit from wireless VR. The TP cast, that 60 gigahertz wireless kind of thing, is going to, because this is 360 degrees. Like, Bomb U benefits because it does the room scale, but in this, you're standing. So you wouldn't think it would benefit, and here I do use the tracker. This is going to be removed from the PvP, I believe he said. It's just in there for right now. They haven't removed it yet, but that will not be in the multiplayer because it's people can use that kind of like to troll and stuff. So we just kind of had a gentleman's agreement when we were getting into this that we wouldn't use it. However, I did use it because it was just the ball was moving so slow. So that's a change that is going to happen. A good change in my opinion. I totally lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you don't do a script. You know, you get that genuine kind of conversation, but man, my thought processes just go all over the place. So there we go. I beat him, and I was pretty excited about that. Was it to do with? No. Honestly, I have no clue what I was talking about. But guys, whatever I was saying, I plan to do many more videos on this, so anything that I did leave off, I trust me, I will get it out there. Oh, see here, you can see the pulsating of the head, which is, I think, still, it just looks kind of cool. Yeah, the game's got a lot of content already in early access when it releases. It's going to have the training mode, the single player mode, the sort of like adventure mode or whatever you want to call it, and then the PvP. So I am definitely super hyped for this about the PvP. I look for wireless. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, you just do so much 360 degree spinning in this. And one of the things that you just have to do is always in the back of your mind, some of your concentration has to be split from, focusing purely on the game. And you have to always be thinking about where your feet are in relation to your Vive cord, and in my case, also my headset cord. People always ask me, why do I still use a headset when the Vive, and even on the Rift, have their own kind of audio thing to be able to plug in that. And the reason is I just much prefer using directly connected to my computer for the sound quality, being able to go directly into the sound card and whatnot on the computer for the quality of my mic, and also the quality that I hear in my speakers is just something preferable for me. So that's why I do that the way I do. I didn't go and buy some expensive Sennheiser headsets to plug them into just a single 3.5mm jack and not have all the benefits of the headset. So I didn't do that for no reason. But so yeah, wireless is really going to benefit for this game just because of how often you have to spin around and do turns and whatnot. And there's a few times where I did kind of screw up because I think this is where the glitch happens where... No, maybe not. I think this is where it gets stuck, and then we try to do a rematch, and then we see the glitch. So I'll include that just so you guys can see it, because it's just, again, visually it's cool. But now at least they are aware of this new glitch. This is the one they already know about, where the ball gets stuck after you do a rematch. So yeah, the game's going to have a ton of content. If you do have VR, get this game earlier rather than later. Unless you're talking like really late to where it'll be discounted and on sale and stuff, because it's going to release at a certain price, and then it's they have 3 primary like massive updates. They'll of course do hot fixes and patches and stuff like that. But they're going to do 3 large content updates over the course of its time in early access. After they finish that 3rd one, it'll be at the point where it'll come out of early access. I think what they're expecting end of 2017, I think, roughly. So about every 4-ish months is probably when one of these big content updates are going to happen. And the price, each time one of the big content updates comes out, the price is going to go up. How much it goes up, I don't know. I'm sure they're still working on that stuff for like internally. But it is going to go up. I see, here you go. See, it kind of freezes. This is kind of cool. But I assume, again, purely my just guesstimating. I assume the game will probably release at like $19.99. It could be less, could be more, could be it. And then maybe $25 when it fully releases, or maybe even $30 when it fully releases. I mean, the game, again, it's got a lot of content. It's got the training, it's got the campaign, and it's got a multiplayer, and that's just for right now for early access. So it's already got a great bit, and it feels like it easily could be a $20 game. I don't know if it's going to be more or less. It feels incredibly polished. You know, once they get some of these bugs and whatnot fixed, again, they're mostly aware of them already. But I mean, just visually, everything just feels so polished. It just looks great, runs great. The features are great. It's just I've totally left out. There's going to be a like a create your own map kind of thing. So people are going to be able to create their own patterns that what you see on the walls and things of that sort. So that's another new mode coming out, and that will add a lot of longevity to the game, to be able to see, you know, every month go and download and look and see what the top stuff people have been making. So there you guys have it. There's a look. I've actually got more footage, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut it there. 20 minutes is, I think, a good amount of footage to see for the multiplayer. Hopefully I can get some more multiplayer rounds in, or some of my buddies picking this up once it releases onto early access, because it is such a blast to play in the multiplayer. But also I'll try to get some footage of the like adventure mode and see some of the single player stuff. But yeah, there you guys have it. Be on the lookout for more Racket NX gameplay, and if you do have VR, pick this game up. It is such a blast to do. So hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Racket NX. Have a good one. Ta-ta.